While incredibly rewarding, the process of buying a home isn't always a cakewalk, and as such, I've also had to help clients navigate pitfalls and disappointments along the way. One of the most common problems I've seen people run into is not being able to find a home in their budget that checks all the boxes on their list of requirements. So, if that sounds like you, don't fret. Kelly and I put together a short list of tips and tricks to help you find a home you love without breaking the bank. Kelly?
Number 1. When it comes to location, be open-minded. You may have your heart set on a specific neighborhood, but the reality is, by limiting your search to one small area, you could be missing out on a great home in a great area that you might just not be familiar with yet. And that's why I always recommend staying open-minded and willing to expand your search area.
Because when it comes down to it, if you have a firm budget and you aren't finding homes within that budget in your preferred neighborhood, you have two choices. Either start looking in other areas or put your search on hold. And no one wants to give up on buying a home for something as silly as not wanting to add an extra 5 minutes to their commute.
Tip number 2, know your budget, but stay flexible. Budgets are important, don't get me wrong. You should never buy a home if you aren't sure you can afford the monthly payments. After all, no one wants to end up house poor or facing foreclosure. However, if you're having trouble finding a home at your desired price point, it's worth seeing if you could afford to stretch your budget a bit. Raising your limit by 10 or 20K could unlock a whole bunch of listings that you may have been missing out on because they were just slightly over your max price.
Besides, when you spread that money out over 15 or 30 years, it might not even mean that big of an increase in your monthly payments. Think as little as $60 extra a month. And don't forget, the listing price is only a starting point. You can always try to negotiate it down. Another option is to consider homes below your desired price point. For instance, you may be set on a 2-bed, 2-bath, but if you open your search up to 2-bed, 1-bath properties, you may find some great options with significantly lower price tags.
Number 3, don't sweat the small stuff. Sure, you may be set on that perfect open kitchen with Carrara marble countertops, but is it really a deal breaker if an otherwise perfect home doesn't have it? I mean, what's more important to you, finding a home or not settling until every little thing on your wish list is ticked off? All I'm saying is think big picture, prioritize. Finding a home within your budget that looks like the homes you drool over on TV may not be feasible right now, but you can always put in the work to make your home look like that down the line. And that's why I always tell my clients, don't get blinded by pretty finishes and high-end furnishings, or the lack thereof.
When you look at listings or tour open houses, the staging is just meant to give you an idea of what the home could look like once you're all moved in. So, use your imagination and look past the surface. Focus on the meat and bones of the house, not cosmetic details. You don't like the paint color? Easy fix. But problems with plumbing or electric? Not such an easy fix.
Buying a home is an emotional decision, and it's easy to get carried away. I know. But if I can leave you with one piece of advice, it's to think with your head, not just your heart. I get it. It's a big life-changing decision, but it's my job to bring my clients back down to earth and think logically to make sure they make the best decision for their family and don't end up full of regret, whether overpicking the wrong home or passing on the right one.
These are just a few tips for buyers struggling to find homes in their budget. If you're looking for more guidance on the home buying process, check out some of our other videos on how to get a head start on your path to home ownership.